What's happening, world? Yo, we back at it like an addict. Shout out to everybody that's been tuning in, tapping in. I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? It's Serius Jones, J1, that's the only great one left. We back for another ep. You know what I'm saying? If you've been paying any attention, you see the internet been like, you know what I'm saying? It been turning up, man. You know what I'm saying? And we going all the way up like a turtleneck, man. You know what I mean? I've been tapping in with y'all, you know what I'm saying? On all different levels, man. You know what I mean? But I'm making sure we keep this going, man. We keep this momentum going. You know what I'm saying? We stay in this algorithm. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Dion? Salute. You know what I'm saying? We bring y'all in the kitchen today. You know, where I'm gonna do some cooking up while we cook up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna cook up while we cook up. Alright? And first of all, let me share it right fast. Let me share this right fast. Alright? I appreciate all y'all that have been tapping in, man. That have been leaving comments. You know what I'm saying? No. It's the Wolf way, not Lone Wolf. Right? And I don't even think they let me pin it like this. You know what I'm saying? Slap that like, kid. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wipe your feet when you come in the door, man. You know what's in store, man. We keep it raw. Pause. You know what I mean? But let me, he said the feet is wiped. Nefarious when I see you. Let me share this out one time, too, y'all. Let me share this out one time. You know what I'm saying? There you go, Lefty. I wish I could pin it this way. I don't know why you can't pin it when it's horizontal. That's so weird. That is so weird. I wonder why they won't let me pin it like that, y'all. I don't know. But hold on, let me share this, y'all. Alright. Sherry, what you want? Sherry, what you want? What you want? Yeah, man. So this is an interesting topic today, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk about this. Hey, y'all never mind my janky blinds in the background, man. I gotta stand in front of them just so y'all don't see those. But you know, this is a taboo topic, man. Like this is a topic. You know, I'm gonna wait till a couple of more y'all get in here. We're gonna do it the way we always do it. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up with y'all. See what places we got in the world in here. I'm moving around at the crib, but tapped in. That's right. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing. I'm cooking too, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're gonna keep this a little domestic. You know what I'm saying? No, y'all got stuff going on. I got stuff going on. We all gotta handle our responsibilities. You know, handle our responsibility, right? One of my responsibilities is to y'all from now on, right? Because I'm a YouTuber. I'm in there. I'm in here now. I'm here. We here now. I'm taking the plunge. That's it. You know what I mean? Feet is wiped at the door. That's right. I appreciate you, Matt White. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all wipe y'all feet, man, at the door, man. You know what I'm saying? When you walk up in the house, wipe your feet. That's all. You know what I'm saying? It's a respect thing. But also, it's a thing that helps the algorithm. So I appreciate all of y'all that have been tapping in, you know what I'm saying? Wiping your feet, leaving comments, you know what I'm saying? All of that's all engagement, man. And I appreciate you watching. That's a blessing. But it's more of a blessing that, we got engagement. We got people that's actually sharing their opinions. Let me know what you think about the videos after you see it. You know what I'm saying? Share it with your peoples if you think the topic is relevant, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all shared the last ones that, you know what I'm saying, it's actually been like a real, controversial, all right, I'm gonna have to put this on the tripod. That's enough. So I'm messing up my own video, like, you know what I'm saying? I know I'll be keeping it raw, pause, but we gotta still be professionals here. You know what I mean? So, y'all see I got the super chat on, you know what I'm saying? I got the super chat. So, if you wanna show some love, you know what I'm saying? It's right there. We ain't gotta just do the Cash App thing, which is a blessing too. But we got the super chat, as you can see, right? I'm gonna put a tripod up, just so we got no interruptions. Because I noticed on some of the other videos, when I'm talking, and you see me or hear me adjusting, it's nah, come on. Let me get it right. You know what I mean? Let's get it right, buddy. Let's get it right. Wow. And I'm selling a car today, too. So I'm waiting on this guy to come pick it up. You know what I'm saying? I did the cash for cars thing, like, F it. I'm just trying to get this up out of here. All right? Boom. Hold on 1 second. 'Cause this is like, you know what I mean? I got the ghettoest blinds ever. I gotta get rid of these blinds, but you know what I'm saying? It be looking crazy, y'all. Alright. And the hands unite, pick me up. Okay. Boom. Alright. So we're gonna get into it, right? One, let me know what cities we got in here, right? What part of the world you represent, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm representing Jersey / Harlem. I want to address a couple things too, right? Let me close this oven, right? I seen somebody saying this. You got Ohio in the building. Shout out to Ohio. I seen somebody saying something like, some of y'all really don't understand the concept of somebody being from a certain hood, you know what I'm saying? Or putting in certain work or being accepted. You know what I mean? Salt Lake City, Utah, see you. You can't just claim a hood. The hood has to claim you. Hello? So I seen somebody in the comments somewhere like, yeah, he be talking about he claims Harlem, but he from Jersey. Bro, I've lived in Harlem for literally years and years, decades of time that I put in there. I've known people, my family's from there. It's not I wanna be from somewhere. Like, what are you talking about? I went to high school in Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey. Y'all see, I always rep New Jersey. I put that in every battle you see. It never says Harlem, New York. It says Inglewood, New Jersey. All right? So some of y'all just got to get over this whole thing where y'all just don't want to accept that I've been accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to accept that somebody actually is firmly planted in more than one place. Like, that's weird, bro. That's like saying Malcolm X wasn't from Harlem because he was really from Michigan. You can't tell Harlem that, you know what I'm saying? That's why they got Malcolm X Boulevard. Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't erase what somebody did just because you don't like that it seems too, what? It seems too gangster? Like, oh, you can't be solidified in 2 places. You only from 1 place, man. Like, yo, y'all gotta chill with this, man. Chill with the hate, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't never claimed nothing that I wasn't. I didn't never make up some status that I wasn't. I've never pretended to be somebody I'm not. The only thing that Serius Jones does, salute y'all. I see y'all typing GOAT, 100. I appreciate it. The only thing that I've ever done was been unapologetically me, right? To the point where I could be even a little bit extra and aggressive about it, right? Because I'm passionate, right? And I'm not hiding from nothing. So I might go crazy on something when it's like, damn, you could have just... I could have probably put a little less on it, but it was me. I meant it, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm a passionate guy. So I see some people just taking things, they don't get it, right? So this leads me to this topic that I got for y'all today. Because it all encompasses the same thing. A lot of, and somebody said this to me today, which kind of sunk into me, and it made me, you know what I'm saying? Right. People move around and places shape your experiences. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The landscape determines the man's shape. That's what I always say. Right? So when I moved to Harlem as a teenager and I'm living in the projects, you know what I'm saying, messing with the wolves, you know what I'm saying, my cousins, paying rent in the projects for years, etc. You know what I mean? I'm becoming, you know, a more well-seasoned and more well-rounded wolf. Okay? That's the reality of it is. But what my man said to me earlier today, he was like, bro, we're the minority. And this is what I have to realize. Because sometimes I'll say things, I'll make certain statements where I don't understand. Because I'm like, yo, what? Everybody don't see this? And it's like, bro, most people are not criminals. Most people are not street guys that have lived outside the bounds of a job their whole lives. Most people have had jobs. Most people have been a part of the system in some way, right? So if you talk about your opinion as somebody that's lived outside of the bounds of normality for the majority of your life, somebody that's actually put the time and the energy into the streets, into the hustle, right? You're not going to understand Or you're not going to look at things the same way as a civilian. A guy that's had a job, went to work every day, and just, which is nothing wrong with somebody doing that. That's a blessing to be able to have a job. That's a blessing that you've been a square and outside of the bounds to be having your freedom taken from you, to be having your life taken from you, right? We're not even getting into where we glorifying nothing street, but we're dealing with things from a realistic perspective, which is that the average person is not a street person. They don't understand the codes and what you're supposed to uphold and the way you're supposed to move if you're a real one. They looking at it like, what? What's the big deal? 6ix9ine had to tell, man. They were messing with this girl. I be seeing people saying stuff like this, and they were really justified in their own mind of, hey, what you wanted them to do? Bro, what you do is you don't get involved in the first place. Hello? You don't get involved in the first place if that's not who you are, which I'm not saying the streets is who nobody is, right? But this is what, I want to say what they gave us. But this is what it is, right? Living outside the bounds of legality, living outside the bounds of, depending on the system, right? Living off the land, being a real wolf, being somebody that makes your own way, right? If you decide to do that, if you decide to be that type of person, then it leads to you being in positions to where you don't get to rely and complain to the system when things don't go your way. You lose the privilege of being able to use the police to get you out of situations when you decided to be an outlaw. You made that choice. So I don't get when people be trying to defend rats. I don't get when people be trying to make it seem like, you try to appeal to the human side of a rodent, of a person that's literally taking the low road and using someone else and putting someone else in a position to where they lose their family member. They lose their father. They lose their brother, sister, whoever. Because you chose to not uphold the rules of the game you chose to play. Okay? So this is what we're going to get into today, right? Because I touched a little bit about, on pause, the 50 and Big Meech situation, right? In the other, in the other video, right? And what's up, new people? I see y'all coming in. Hit that like, wipe your feet at the door. You know it's in store. So I touched on this a little bit because it's such a prevalent situation. It's something that, a lot of people looked at, and some still look at Big Meech. Salute, Spaz. I see you. Some people still look at Meech as the consummate, boss. You know what I'm saying? The consummate kingpin. Somebody who put that paint in, no stain on their jacket, you know what I'm saying? And actually took what comes with the game, right? But as far as the brother Cuffy, who's in federal custody, says, no, you had your assistant, your person that you use to basically be your facilitator, to be your voice, to be your person that handle your business. You had them go testify on a guy that I know that she didn't know, that she didn't have no way to know, right? And somehow he did some type of deal and got wrapped up with a 30-year sentence, right? This is in 2013 as far as I understand, right? You have a lot of people that would say, I see all y'all in the comments, but once we get choppy, we're gonna chop back. I see y'all, right? You get people that once they're in that, they really look at it as, well, my name ain't in the paperwork, right? Or there's people that don't understand the difference between snitching and telling and talking, right? Let's act like it's 3 categories. It's snitching, where you're flat out saying something that's going to get somebody incarcerated, right? It's telling, when you're just talking about things that you shouldn't be talking about, right? Which is the same thing as telling. Telling, talking versus snitching, right? He says, if Global Fam TV says it, a rat is a rat. I agree, right? And I pay attention to what's going on the internet so much, right? That there's a lot of podcasters or YouTubers now that are aware. in prison. I watch at least 2 or 3 channels of guys that are incarcerated. One is the homie, what's the young bro? He burnt out, B Brazy, you know, from Denver Lanes, right? I be watching him with his who's or whatever, where he be talking about all the bad peoples, you know what I'm saying? He did bad, and YA, he got rolled up. Like, he be talking about whatever story of why somebody's handle is supposedly bad, right? And then we got this guy named J Hood. Now, J Hood, he's from Stevenson Village, Crip. He's actually supposedly about to come home. I don't know how much y'all pay attention to these YouTube, you know, gangster politics or whatever, but I be paying attention, right? Because I lived on the West Coast. I know a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So I be paying attention just because I want to see. I want to learn, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in their politics. What do people consider valid or not, or whatever, right? So I just recently discovered, and I just recently learned by paying attention to J Hood's page. J Hood is like, you know, he's saying he's Muslim now, so, you know, mashallah if you are, and salam alaikum if that's the case, that's a blessing. But what he seems to be doing is explaining how the gangster life, you know, how being down for your set is actually, you know, counterproductive. Like, they're not gonna hold you down, right? When you go through something, you're on your own, etc. They'll try to backdoor you. They'll talk down on you. They'll even roll you up, which apparently he was on a few yards and he jumped them, you know, tried to, and got him up off the yards, right? His own Crip homies, right? Now, the way he's describing it, and the way he was describing it, because I hadn't seen the paperwork, he was describing it as if, you know, see y'all kids, y'all don't want to go this route because look what can happen. Look how your own friends will do you and stuff, right? But come to find out, when I finally saw this paperwork, because he was saying himself, yeah, people calling me a snitch. People calling me a snitch, right? But I just saw today, he posted the paperwork in which it said, I guess his name was Ross, whatever his name was, but it said in the paperwork, and he put it on his own page. He basically said to the police, not only a story about what he did or didn't do, but he gave a name of one of his homies, which I believe the name was G2. So off top, right, California politics specifically say there is no way that you are able to, one, talk to the police, period. The only thing you're supposed to be telling the police is, can I have a lawyer? That's it. That's the rules, right? Ain't no, I'm just spinning them. I'm just telling them something for this. I'm just, no. That's called telling. Simple, right? Global Fan TV, simple. That's it. There's nothing to discuss. There's no story you spin them with. If somebody wants to spin them with something, let your lawyer spin them. Let your lawyer tell the story. Don't say nothing to police. What is so hard about that? Almost gave myself a headache right now, y'all. I was just watching something earlier. You ain't missed nothing yet in academics. We just getting into the nitty gritty. We talking about telling versus snitching, what's the difference, and why, you know, most people don't really feel like that's a big deal, right? Okay, so J Hood is saying, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to throw you under the bus, Wolf. You know what I'm saying? I pay attention to your content. I think you're a very articulate brother. You know what I'm saying? And I actually appreciated some of the messages you had. I'm lightweight disappointed, brother. Because instead of you deal with things what I would consider the real way, and you telling people, yeah, I messed up, I shouldn't have said nothing to the police. You posting the paperwork talking about, if I messed up, y'all let me know, but my intentions, it ain't got nothing to do with intentions, bro. Period. That's an excuse that people use after they get caught doing what you know you're not supposed to do. You a gang member. Ain't no conversation to be had with them people, bro. Ain't no spinning that you supposed to be trying to do. Period. You hear how much the period. That's it. There is no other scenario. There is no, oh, well, they were threatening to unalive me. Oh, you know, they were trying to railroad me saying I did something I didn't. I was just trying to throw them off. So I made up a name. I made up a story. I made up a, no. Nothing. There was no dialogue for you to have with a law enforcement officer, which is why your homies and the boys on the yard that's really with that, you know what I mean, took that as this is considered telling, which is why they got on your helmet, which is why they you know, they rolled you up and whatever, which is why you in this, whatever they call SNY special needs yard, because it's bad. You made a statement to police. You said one of the homies' names. Oh, but he was in the car with me already. He was already there. So what? So what? Now, this is what people that's civilians, right, that are not in the game, that are not engaged, that don't understand the politics, this is where that gets fuzzy for them, right? This is where they create a gray area that does not exist and shouldn't exist for if you gang. Ain't no gray area, bro. Because that's how you avoid the possibility of a problem. You don't say nothing, right? Now, okay, let's use this example that we're talking about, right? What's up, new people? I see you, like, if you know, like, share it, wipe your feet at your door when you come in. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all being here. So, like, this is a very common scenario, right? To where people think their normal civilianism kicks in. One, this is the bottom time. He said 80% of these dudes wouldn't survive the bullpen. This is the bottom line, right? I was gonna go to that, right? That's ironic. See, great minds think alike, right? So I was about to say, when you get processed, the first thing they do when they locking you up, right? They read you what? Your Miranda rights. They tell you you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will, not can, will. Can and will. They didn't say can and or maybe. They didn't say can or possibly. Can or will be used against you. Bro, I was getting arrested one time in Las Vegas, right? The police, I had took a guy out, right? I'm a tangent. Y'all know I tangent sometimes, but I bring it right back home. You know what I'm saying? So follow me, right? I'm in Vegas. I'm dealing with this guy that, you know how some people just have a bad aura. That's right. He said, slap that like, y'all. It's free. I appreciate that. That's right, Lucky Left. You know what I'm saying? And we got the super chat here too, man. If you want to show some love, you can hit that badge right there. You know what I'm saying? I had to get officialized, right? You want to show some love, hit that badge up there, right? So I was hanging around this guy that was one of the first scammers that I ever met, right? He was an Italian guy. He's supposedly originally from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? He kept selling me and trying to sell me on the fact that his family was connected and all this stuff. But I really met him through somebody that I knew from New York. I had did a feature for this girl's son, right? And she happened to be living in Vegas and working for this guy, right? Helping him do all this scammy stuff on the internet, right? And she basically was connecting me with this guy, like, yeah, he's connected, he knows a lot of people, you know, maybe you should link up with him, right? So I link up with this guy. At the time, I didn't realize, you know, he was a meth head, right? And he was really a trick. He was really like a high-level trick that would just like to deal with, you know, a bunch of girls, you know what I'm saying? But he got a kick out of being like the cool white guy trick, like that be with the black girls and it is. So I saw his bop, right, and what he was on. And I really kind of moonwalked away from him because he was just, you know, he was moving too funny, right? And I saw he was a liar. He was conniving. He was just lying to me, right? And this was the last straw, just to sum his story up. He kept going out of his way to say, Jones, he saw where I was at. He saw I was on my game. He saw I came out there, was staying in the Motel 6 the first week. And in 3 weeks, I had a brand new 550 Benz. So he saw what my game was doing, and he saw that I was a really official tissue. So he was getting inspired and thinking, yo, man, now you need a chain, man. I got a diamond chain, man, that's in my safe at home, man. I want to give it to you. And I'm like, nah, I'm cool, brother. I'm cool, man. Like, I appreciate it. He's like, nah, man, you got to let me do this for you. You got to let me do this for you. This is what he keeps telling me, right? So I'm like, all right, whatever, bro. Like, I appreciate it, man. So he's like, I'm going to get it set. I'm going to have my mom, send it overnight, and, I'm going to bless you with it, right? Whatever. This chain shows up, and it's like a connected diamond chain. It looked like little flowers or whatever. I know jewelry, right? I've had diamonds for a long time, right? I love diamonds, you know what I'm saying? That's one of God's natural miracles that still fascinate me. I will just look at my diamonds all day. I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I know quality, I know etc., right? I know this ain't right. When I'm looking at it, I'm like, nah, this ain't right, right? I take it to the jewelry store. They say, bro, this is, what is this? I'm like, you tell me. They like, I don't even know. They like, this ain't even a metal. Like, this is like some, I'm like, wow. So in my mind, I'm like, what type of person goes out of their way to try and convince you, you know what I'm saying, that they're showing you love just to do something weird like that, right? So I cut the guy off, right? Whatever. But before this, during this whole process, there was this guy staying in his house that was very talented, bro. He was the type of dude that, you know how you see digital-minded people where they could, and they go bang, 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 when I'm sitting on YouTube. I can't even do it, right? Where you could just freestyle fast as Sugar Free. I don't know if y'all know who Sugar Free is. Be like, I'm sitting in the Mac and then I'm thumping in the kitchen, the lip and the moment, sitting the pick in the position. I can't even freestyle like that, right? He would freestyle like that while doing the beat. He was just a digital mind. He was a very, very overly talented guy, right? So he was on the strip hustling, on the Las Vegas Strip, outside with a mic, freestyling and hustling to the public, right? That's how he was making his couple dollars, right? So I wound up getting with, I'm getting with my Italian homie, and he's like, man, take him out to the club one time. Because he knew I knew all the clubs, right? Yeah, Sugar Free is definitely a P. But he's a legendary artist too, you know what I'm saying? Especially on the West Coast. If you know your homework, right? He's got classic West Coast records, right? But yes, he was definitely, on that ism, right? So I take this guy to the club, right? Because he was like, come on, Jones, you know the town. Everybody knows you. Like, you know what I mean? Take him out one time. He just been working. He never been out nowhere. So he hit me with kind of the guilt trip, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, I thought he was kind of looking out for me with different stuff. So I said, you know what? Fine, I'll take him out, right? I took the guy out to the club. The guy gives me a capsule of Mollington, right? Now, mind you, this is probably why he's so digital with his whatever, because he's skied up. He's mollied up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't take this M-ski though, right? Because I wasn't taking drugs like that back then. I I didn't want to be rude to him and be like, nah, whatever. So I just took it, oh, all right, good looking, and I put it in my small pocket, right? My little pin pocket. Didn't take it and was like, okay, thanks. Kept moving, grooving, in the club, chopping it up. It's time to go. It's 6 in the morning or something like that, right? I'm exhausted. I'm tired as hell. So I'm riding, dropping him back off, and I'm at a light. And I just fall asleep at the light, y'all. I wake up, police is standing right there over me. Hey, hello, what's up? He said the channel grow and keep working. That's right. We here, man, we at it, right? Real life stories, no cap, with no seasoning whatsoever, right? So police standing right there, and they're like, oh, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, wow, I was tired. I just fell asleep. I'm like, I'm sorry. They're like, it's all right. You've been sitting here at this light for about 20 minutes. I'm like, wow. I'm like, oh man, I was embarrassed. I was like, I'm sorry. They're like, how about the car for us? Let's, search you if there's nothing there. Now, mind you, this is why they say no good deed goes unpunished. And watch the company you keep, right? So he's got his weed bags, which he was selling these little nickel bags or dime bags of weed or something. He's got them sitting in plain sight on his side, right? But it's in the console in the front. So they're like, oh, well, we see that. You know what I mean? You got any more drugs or alcohol? Look, I'm not saying nothing's mine, bro. I ain't saying it's mine. So they like, oh, okay, but this is your car, right? So what was I going to do? Say, no, I didn't drink the Molly, Ryan. I didn't do it, right? If I did, I probably would have been up, I wouldn't have never fell asleep, right? And that's why a lot of people do uppers, especially when they partying, because it keeps you up. It keeps you in the groove. You dancing. You know what I'm saying? That's how they be going all night, right? I didn't take that. So I'm up. I mean, I'm sleepy because I'm like, I'm not even drinking like that. I'm really just sitting there in the club like, man, I'm ready to go. But I'm like, I promised dude I'd take him out. So I'm just letting him, he having a ball, and I'm just like, all right. Now here I am getting searched, right? I'm getting searched. They go in my small pocket. They find the Imsky Wop, right? One little thing. Oh, what's this? So during this arrest, I'm getting arrested for this one little thing that he gave me that I didn't take, and his weed, which is sitting there in my car out because I guess he was rolling up or something and he passed out, and now we both sitting there. I'm going to jail literally for your drugs, right? So I'm like, okay. When the cop is processing me, they cracking jokes and I'm cool. I know I'm getting right out. I know I ain't really do nothing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not really tripping, bro, at this point. But I'm like, you know what? I'm just talking to the police in terms of regular stuff, right? They're talking to me like, man, you're lucky we came, man. Somebody could have came and hit you. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's crazy. Like, just basic surface level stuff, right? But this is why they say nothing. Nothing, right? The police actually said to me, oh, yeah, man, you must have been partying hard, huh? And I'm like, well, they said this was a party town, but I don't think I can hang, right? I said that just basically saying, like, I mean, obviously I ain't, I can't hang. I ain't party, I'm not that good at partying. Basically what I'm saying to him, don't you know in my police report, they took that and said, he said Las Vegas, I thought Las Vegas was a party city. I thought this was okay because Las Vegas is supposed to be a party city. That's what they said. They took that one thing and tried to flip it. That's why I thank God for body cameras when people are, doing right. Because they took that one sentence that they initiated, and I was just saying, nah, man, I ain't even hanging like that, and flipped it just so that when I went to court, the judge sees that I'm basically saying, F Las Vegas, this is a place to party. See what I'm saying? This is why you say nothing to them. Nothing. And if you're somebody that lives outside of the law, you already know that, right? But what winds up happening? This is why I'm disappointed, J Hood, respectfully. Why is it always the guys who didn't follow the rules to the letter, you know what I'm saying, to stick to the script the exact way they're supposed to, that be trying to jack it as if, man, the life ain't real, man. My people turned their back on me when I was this and this and that. Because you did bad. You wasn't supposed to say nothing. It'd be different if you did everything right. And you didn't do nothing wrong. And then people didn't do what they were supposed to do for you. Then you could jack that narrative of be careful, kids, because it ain't real in the streets and whatever. When you do bad, you wasn't supposed to say nobody's name. Young or not. Well, I was young. I didn't know no better. That's a lie too. Because you get taught that when you get initiated, right? When you get clicked up, you get initiated, you get taught the rules. They tell you the rules. Just because you were so maybe young, ignorant, scared, whatever, you didn't stick to them. That's on you, homie. That's on you. So with this, what I'm getting at is that when you violate the number one rule, don't talk to police. By default, you told. Now, does that make you a snitch? Yeah, kind of. Kind of, yeah, right? But snitching and telling do have a slight difference to them because they can and will use your words against you if you're saying anything about yourself or involving anybody else, whatever. But we all know when you go and you literally say something about another person, you literally put them in harm's way, you literally put their name on the table for police, ain't no debating that's telling. We all know that's snitching. That's flat out snitching, right? So with this situation with Meech, indicating or putting anybody else up to indicating anything negative about one of your codees, one of your crimees, one of the people that you got money with is flat out telling. That's flat out snitching. There's no way around that, right? But maybe, and I'm not saying this is the case, I don't know for sure, but what it looks like and from what the evidence that I'm seeing that people are presenting on the internet, the paperwork that they're reading from, right? Homie Cuffy that's still locked up, testimony, when they say in CS and CS2, right? When they say in the paperwork that this person said that they wanted to clear the courtroom because they didn't want anybody knowing, right? The testimony of the actual agents. Now, do they play games and actually hot somebody up and make it look like you telling when you're not? I mean, I'm pretty sure they've done like stuff like that to some people, but it's different when they got a case and they got somebody doing 30 years and they got actual testimony. Where did this testimony come from? Now, the thing is, a lot of times when you start talking about rats and snitches and all that and this type of thing, a lot of people tune out because they're like, whatever, like, shouldn't have did it. Shouldn't have lived that life, man. Like, they act like that's just something that's supposed to come with it, right? Which on one hand, is kind of true, right? If you never wanted to get told on, you should have never done anything to get told on about. But at the same token, I think the problem is we as black people, one, and we as a culture, we can't make up our minds about honor, right? New Orleans in the building, I see y'all. We can't make up our minds as a people about what's honorable and what's just some creep stuff to do that you don't do. Putting another man in jeopardy, regardless of what reason it is all bad. There is no way to justify it. There's no way to explain it in a positive way. There's no way how you were feeling at the time matters. There's no way you could say, well, I was just, they were trying to railroad me, so I just told them the truth. No, you don't tell police the truth. You don't tell them anything. What you tell them is 3 words. 4, can I speak to my lawyer? Please. Yeah. 4 words in a letter. Can I speak to my lawyer? They literally, after that sentence, they don't have the right to ask you any more questions after that, right? And I just watched the show recently, today. I'm watching the show because, once you click one thing in the algorithm, everything else pops up, right? So basically, bro is like sitting there being interviewed by the police. This is how simple their tactics are and why they shouldn't work if you're an intelligent person, right? Because they're only putting you in a position to tell on yourself, right? They have nothing. And even if they have everything, if you don't say anything, you're not corroborating anything. You're not saying you're guilty or non-guilty. They can't use it against you that you didn't say something. That's what a lot of people think, and that's I guess just a human instinct. They thinking about wiggling out of that cuffs right then and there, thinking if you say the right thing that you're gonna somehow wiggle out. When it's like, nah, bro, you don't do that. And that's what comes back to certain situations, like the situation, if y'all paying attention, that I had recently, where there's a guy with loose lips, right? Bringing my business up to people they ain't got no business bringing it up to. which is damn near the same thing as telling, right? It's kind of almost because you're talking about somebody else's business that could negatively affect them. Now, it's not, the police, thank God, but regardless, it's still the same principle. It's still the same concept. You don't talk about someone else's business, period. I don't care if it's juicy gossip to you. I don't care if you don't care. And you're just the type of person that don't have no honor. So you feel like, what? What's the big deal? I mean, it's just battle rap. I'm just talking about this. No, bro. Some of y'all wasn't raised with the integrity of not tattletaling. Your moms ain't never, you go try to tell on your brother, your moms ain't give you a whooping and say, don't tell on your brother. Y'all ain't had that happen to y'all? If not, then no wonder. Some of y'all wasn't raised that way. Some of y'all wasn't raised that when you go outside and you losing a fight in the street, you losing a fight in here. Some of y'all could come home beat up and just be like, Mom, they jumped me. And be like, oh my God, baby, come here, baby. I couldn't do that. What? You come to Miss Blige's house with a black eye. Watch what happens. You get another black eye. And they're gonna be like, who did this? I'm taking you over there right now. Let's go. Where was they at? Wallahi. If you was raised that way, maybe you will understand why somebody like Jones, why Jones be so passionate? Why you be... You wasn't raised with no integrity. You wasn't raised that your word matters. You wasn't raised to honor your fellow man. You wasn't raised where your integrity comes before your own survival even. I don't care if I was facing 100 years in jail. Ain't no conversation that I can have to get me out of that. Nah. And if you condone that, then that just speaks a lot for your character. That just says you're the type of person where you will sacrifice your integrity as a man or a woman for your own survival. That's an understandable thing, but it's just not a respectable thing. It means that you're a creep. It means that you are a scumbag type of person. Now, if we just got more scumbag human beings in the world these days, because people are just desensitized and they don't care. If that's the case, that's the case. But we're not going to try to justify and make it okay to tell. We're not going to try to make it to where it's like, I mean, hey, it's no big deal. No, it is a big deal. And a lot of y'all just don't know the difference. Now, okay, let's get to another famous thing, and this battery about to die, so if it does, don't worry. I'm going to recharge, and we're going to start where we left off at. But we're already almost 45 minutes in. And if you haven't already, hit that like, hit the comment, hit the share, and feel free to hit me with a super chat, man. It's some love, man. Y'all see I got that little dollar sign right there. I don't know if y'all see the same thing on your screen. But okay, let's talk about Gunna. Did Gunna snitch? No. But Gunna told something. Gunna said something that he had no business saying. If the police ask you, if they ask me right now, Serius Jones, is Wolfway a gang or a record label? I don't care if we've been sliding, banging, throwing up, you know what I'm saying? All type of stuff. We are a label. We are a business. And I'm an artist signed to the record label. That's it. If they structured your plea deal to where all you have to do is admit that you're a part of a gang, and you said that, you told, bro. That's telling. It doesn't matter even if they say this can't be used to prosecute your codees. Don't matter if they say that. You still offered information. You still cooperated with the narrative that they was trying to establish to indict your homie. Period. You don't cooperate with them. You don't give them what they want or what they need to take down your own people. Period. And it's just so weird that people act like they really don't understand that. They really act like, I mean, what? You know, what you expect him to say? He wasn't out there sliding. He was just trying to get home to his family. Bro, a lot of y'all just really be breaking my heart because it just shows that y'all aren't people of integrity. Y'all aren't people that actually value anything more than your own self, which I get. We survival-based beings. But at the same time, some of us will die before we be one of those. Some of us will die before we put any of our loved ones in a position. But my first charge, I'll leave y'all with this. My first charge was a gun charge, right? My first real charge was in New York City. I had 3 other people with me. The gun was in my car, under a seat. Under a seat, it could have been anyone. Anybody in the car could have had that gun and just tossed it under the seat. You know what I told the police? There's no way they could know it was there, y'all. They said, so it's yours, right? I said, hey, all I'm saying is I picked them up and they didn't have anything on with them, as far as I know, so there's no way they know it could have been theirs. So they're like, oh, so you're saying it's yours. Basically, I said it was mine, right? So that none of my boys got a bailout. Nobody else gets charged for this. It was mine, it's mine. I'm going to make sure nobody goes down for my mistake, for my work, for what I put them in a position for. A lot of people would say like, yo, why you even say that? Y'all could have all went home. Y'all could have all got out. I was just booked with somebody that was in the same situation. It was 3 little Mexicans from Passaic. And they had the nerve to be hanging out and chilling with each other. And it was like, bro, this guy, you in jail because of this guy. This was his gun. And he don't even want to say it's his. They talking about, yeah, but he facing 10 years. So, I mean, you know, like, bro, I don't care if you facing 100 years. If you ain't willing, now it'd be different if you said, look, I'm willing to step up and take this charge, y'all. Y'all don't belong in here. This is my situation. Now, it'd be different if you said that and a nigga said, nah, you my homie. I ain't letting that go down. Like Biggie and D. Rockefeller, right? In the movie, right? When Notorious B.I.G. got caught with the slammer and his man said, nah, that's mine, right? That's different. But you as a man, you stand up and you take your own charge, bro. And if you ever in a situation or you in the grasp of them people, you don't say nothing because it will never ever help you. The only way it will ever help you is if you actually are cooperating. If you actually are telling, if you actually are giving them some information that's going to lead to an arrest of somebody, which is all they care about. If it's going to lead to a conviction or it's going to lead to arrest. There's nothing else for you to say to any law enforcement officer. There is no way for you to justify, and this is what hurts my feelings. A lot of the mentors and the people that want to talk about how the gang life ain't for you, they told. They went bad. They did some sucker shit. They have no business doing. Now you want to turn around and try to act like, oh, the gang life ain't this. Well, yeah, we know that because we done watched decades of our brothers and sisters die in it. We know that already. But you don't get to be the voice of change when you rat it. You put other people in danger. You put other people's families going through the same stress because even if it was inadvertently. And this is another thing, and I'll leave this topic alone because this gets long-winded, and especially for me, I get passionate about shit like this. Because what the hell is going on with y'all? Why are so many rap lovers out here? He ain't telling on me, I mean, his music hard though. Y'all stay away from me. Them type of people stay away from me, bro. But, okay, this is the last layer. Telling when it's not snitching, but just telling. Let's say it doesn't lead to an arrest. That's not the bottom line. That's why I mess with California politics because it doesn't leave room for error. You telling them or giving them any information means what? You gave them information. So guess what? Just because somebody didn't get booked for it or hung for it, that don't mean that you didn't do something out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? That's like if somebody swing at you and they miss. Do you just say, oh, okay, well, I ain't got to fight him. He missed. He swung at me and he missed. No, he's still attacking you. You know what I'm saying? You still going to weave and bing, bing, bing and go in, right? You're not going to say, well, he swung at me and missed, so it's all good. No, you're still swinging at people. You're still doing things that could put people in harm's way, whether it was inadvertent, whether you was just making up a story thinking you was lying, whether it was just you scared and didn't know what to say. Regardless of what it is, the police had their way with you. And if they didn't have their way with you, you still offered up too much information, even if you was spinning them, even if you was making something up, right? That's why the politics dictate very clearly. You don't conversate with them, no matter what. If you did, you are telling. If you assisted someone else in telling on someone else that got them jammed up, you are a rat. You told. Okay? If you are snitching, if you are a person that is literally getting people locked up, and that's part of what your job description is, this is what a lot of people be doing nowadays, right? Then if you still in the streets and you don't feel like somebody like that need to be knocked down, then you need to get out the streets, because you just as guilty as him. You letting this go on, knowing that this person is going to destroy lives. This person could tell on you next. This person could tell on your brother next. This person could, you know what I'm saying, potentially do anything, because they're getting away with doing creep stuff that's hurting people. That's what I like about the old school. That's why, you know, you got to respect how the old school played it a little bit more, because if you were a rat in the 70s, look how they brought Nicky Barnes out. They put a damn hood over his head. They treated you just like a rat. They was like, even the lawyers and the prosecutors would say, in fact, you are a rat. Is that not true, Mr. Hill? Henry Hill, I don't know what being a rat means. You know exactly what being a rat is, Mr. Hill. You've cooperated to help us take down the mafia. Is that not true, Mr. Hill? That's how they used to be on you. So a lot of y'all that be jacking Woody and these different people, like acting like, well, what up? Bro, just because your telling didn't get nobody booked, you still told. Period. So I'm just breaking that down so it could be forever broke for those that don't understand, all right? Telling is telling. Snitching is snitching, but telling is still telling. They're all in the same family. They all have the potential to ruin lives. They all are something that you're not supposed to do no matter what. And somebody said, I'm conflicted on this issue. What is there to be conflicted about, brother? What is there to be conflicted about? It really depends on the crime for me. If some niggas don't tell them, yeah, back up, Sherry. Back up. Y'all still here with me? All right. So, my phone died, right? I was in there cooking. But, okay. My thing is this, right? A lot of people act like they're conflicted between what is the definition of what telling actually is, or snitching actually is. If you have a neighbor that you think is, you know, doing something to kids or something like that, and you tell the authorities on them, that's not called snitching, okay? That is nowhere near the same as if you decided to be a part of a certain lifestyle. You took on the responsibilities at that level of you being the person to police what goes on. If you're supposed to be a gangster in your hood, gangsters literally are supposed to be the police of their own hood. They're the ones that's supposed to be protecting the civilians. You're not supposed to be robbing old ladies and civilians and taking advantage of people that ain't in the game. Okay? So that whole logic of people that try to act like, well, telling the police anything is like, means it's snitching. No, that's not what that means. Back up, Sherry. Yeah, go in there. About to knock over this stand and then it's gonna be messed up. I gotta rig this charger, y'all. Pardon me. I got all these chargers and all of them got shorts in them. Sorry, ghetto stuff. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So for people to say, I'm conflicted or I don't know what's the difference, okay, this is a big difference. When you decide to take that leap to say, I'm joining this gang, or I'm gonna become a scammer, or I'm gonna become a whatever. Again, I will say it. You lose the privilege of using the police to help you. You lose that privilege. You're not a civilian anymore.